Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? Got King and Maya here checking in. Seeing how everybody's doing. It's a beautiful Sunday, warm up here in the Midwest. About to sit here, get some service done, or try to get some service done over here at the local speedco. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing and is it worth taking the risk. Stay tuned.
I just might be in your hood.
Fuck out of here, man. You dumbass niggas. You niggas is silly out here trying to look cute and shit, man.
I just might be in your hood.
Niggas wanna come and talk to me about all this dumb shit.
Yeah. Cloudy. But it's in the 50s. For the Midwest, that's pretty decent right now, but it's supposed to change. So I'm gonna holler at y'all real fast. I'm gonna check in first. But I'm coming here to get my transmission flushed. You see the title, man. Is it worth the risk? I don't know. I've done it before with another truck I bought, and I remember after I did it, I know the gears are slippery, made me kind of nervous, but you know, afterwards, it should have been really good. It's too loud. Let me come back in a minute. All right, my bad. I had to check in. They know the guy that's in the bay right now with the Conestoga. He's doing a full PM. So of course, it's, you know, how you do a full PM, you got to crank it up and do all that loud noise in there. So I don't know if y'all can hear me that well, but you know, we out of there. So I had to go check in, tell them what I wanted. So I guess the transmission flushes started around 139, and depending on how much they refill with, I'm using full synthetic. It's a personal preference, and the reason being is because of the mileage of the truck. You know, it's not no new truck. It ain't a brand new truck. And I don't know who done it last. So with that said, right there, I don't know who done what last to this truck. I have to zoom back out a bit. I ain't know who done what last to this truck. Rule of thumb, do it yourself. That way you'll know when it's been done last. And I've done several things to this truck, and I know this video is about me flushing my transmission, but I'm gonna kind of go back into my last video of it being really cold outside. And a quick note on that, it's been like that since I bought the truck, but the reason why I couldn't or wasn't able to tell was because it was warm in the south. So with my temperature, my thermostat, it was running around 150, 170, you know, so I didn't know if PACCARs run different temperatures. I sound kind of stupid, and some people are like, no, he ain't stupid, but you know, I'm just learning. So don't hurt me too hard in the comments. But I realized on that trip, that video, it was running way too cold. It was about doing 125 to maybe 140. And I kept getting check engine lights coming on. And of course, luckily I have the OTR diagnostics tool. Yeah, hey look, I'm an advocate for it. I ain't even getting paid for it yet, but they should. But it'll keep me out the shop, because had I not had that tool, I would have been in the Kenworth dealer before I made that video. Honestly, way before I made that video. Way before I made that video. Because I had no way to clear the codes, and certain codes that pop up on the truck disables regen. It puts it in like an engine protection mode or something, and it'll disable the regen. Of course, you keep driving it and it's disabled, then you get that other notification, which is why I bought it in the first place, the OTR tool, and then you can't move or you'll damage the engine. And then, you know, people want to be hard-headed or cheap or whatever the case is, it can get worse. So my thermostat was sticking, and I already knew it. I knew my thermostat was sticking when it wasn't running at the correct temperature, because it wasn't able, what my OTR tool kept telling me was the knock sensor in the SCR wasn't at the correct range, the parameters. They use the word parameters. It wasn't in the right parameters to do an automatic regen while going down the road. And I'm sitting here like, I'm looking at my gauges, and the only gauge that look off to me is the thermostat gauge, you know? So I went ahead and went to Kenworth, I bought the thermostat. There's 2 of them for PACCAR. I don't know the whole why there's 2. I know most trucks I think is 1. But I bought the parts and I had my mechanic put it in. You know, my mechanic charged by the job, not by the hour, so I save more money there. So that's definitely decent. Now it's running at about 175 to about 185, idling and going down the highway. And I haven't had a light come on since, and I probably drove about 1,000 miles like that since, and I haven't had no light. I haven't plugged the OTR tool in since, but I might do it tonight when I park at the end of this video, just to see what's what, to see what's reading what. I did plug it in after it got done, and I noticed the difference in what the readings were. I said, okay, that's how they're supposed to look. So yeah, definitely it was the thermostat. And it's crazy because if you go to a Kenworth, all they're gonna do, most dealerships, I'm not even gonna target Kenworth, most dealerships, what they're gonna do, they're gonna pull you in, you gotta wait behind X amount of trucks, depending on what day it is, if it's the holiday season or whatever's going on. They're gonna plug up your computer, 2 hours minimum diagnostic fee, and I think Kenworth is $195 an hour. So you're paying $400 just minimum. And then the plug up fee for the computer, and they're gonna see what's wrong with it, and more than likely they're gonna change something. But with my last truck, I never heard them changing something mechanical. It's always something with the after treatment. They always change a knock sensor or inlet sensor or something. Otherwise they'll just do a forced regen, and of course they'll clear the codes because they did a forced regen. You go back out on the highway, how many times that happened to y'all? Go back out on the highway and then drive not even 1,000 miles and the light come right back on. You be like, I just left the dealership. I just paid, you know, $600, $700 at the dealership. Why is my light coming back on? It's because it's something mechanical was preventing the truck, because a lot of people forget this truck is really mechanical and they just do this after treatment stuff on. But the after treatment stuff is programmed to how the truck mechanically runs under normal conditions. So if the truck ain't mechanically running over normal conditions, how's the after treatment gonna work correctly? But the after treatment is the issue that stops you from making money and running down the highway. But you're so focused on the after treatment system, you're not even thinking about, oh, let me check my coolant. Oh, let me check, you know, whatever, any oil, any fluid, thermostat, sensors on the truck, you know, that has nothing to do with the after treatment. Well, I might have said that wrong, but you know what I mean. So I definitely did that. Now back to this. Okay, my original reason of this video, I had to get that out. I was gonna make a separate video about it, but I've been busy. It's been a couple weeks since I posted something, so hey, I'm trying to catch y'all up. Just hang in with me, you know. My channel didn't really slow down. But back to transmission. So I'm nervous about flushing transmissions because the first time I did it, after I did it, the gears were really slippery. There'd be times I put it in the gear and let it off the clutch and it act like it didn't want to go nowhere. And then it goes somewhere. And I'm like, I don't like this, but I know I just had it flush. It might have been like that maybe for about don't quote me on it, but like a week or less than. And then it was normal. It ran, I had no issues. I had no issues. And it kind of reminds me of how I just got the kingpins and tie rods on this truck changed. And the first week or two, it had like a lag. So the steering felt weird. It was tight, but when I turn it to the left, it was like, it's like a half-second delay and then it go to the left. It felt kind of goofy but tight. I don't know if that makes sense, but that lasted for about 2 weeks. Now it doesn't do that. So maybe like with fresh fluid, fresh, you know, changes and stuff like that, it does that until it kind of gets back into what is, you know, doing. I'm assuming this truck gonna be the same, but let me say why I'm really doing this. The reason why I'm really doing this is because the gears to me in this truck feel a little tight. And the main reason is when I put it in reverse, it whines a little bit in reverse. And I've never did that. Never heard a transmission whine in reverse. I'm not even gonna sit there blaming on it being a Kenworth because it's an Eaton Fuller transmission. And I've drove nothing but Eaton Fuller transmissions and I never heard a whine in reverse. Some might say the transmission's about to go out. Some might say it needs to be flushed. or the fluid level's low. I'm about to find out in here. So what I asked him was, when he flushes it, show me the old oil. I'm definitely gonna check for any kind of metal shavings. I'm gonna check for the color. I mean, the oil is probably, I'm saying oil, the transmission fluid is probably so broken down and thin, it probably has no lubrication in it whatsoever left. And that's what I think it is, because when I first started, it shifts fine, it does everything fine, but after driving it for a couple hours or a whole day, then it feels like a little rough. The transmission feels a little rough to me. So that was making me thinking that I need to flush the transmission. And to be honest, I don't care if you buy from a dealership, you buy direct, you buy from an auction, you buy from your mama. I don't care where you buy a truck from. You don't know how they took care of that truck or who drove the truck. Me, I know who drove this truck last. I ain't gonna say his name, but I know who drove this truck last because I knew where I bought it and I knew how to take care of trucks. I knew exactly, they don't really do transmission flushes. I don't think any mega carriers really do transmission flushes. And I believe you're supposed to do a transmission flush. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. Comment below. How often should you do a transmission flush? I ain't gonna give it to y'all. I think I'm giving y'all too much information in these videos. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all, but I love y'all. I love y'all. It's all good. But comment below. Let me know what you think. And to be honest, even if you said 150,000, this truck got more than 150,000 miles on it. So why not flush it? I don't know who flushed it last. I don't know if it's been flushed. A lot of mega carriers do take care of the trucks, but as long as I've been working as a company driver for mega carriers, I've never once pulled into a mechanic shop at the trucking company or anywhere and have them do a transmission flush. Only I've done my transmission flushes, you know. So I'm gonna pull in, I'm gonna get this work done, I'm gonna drive it for a few hours, and then I'm gonna come back in. It's light outside right now. Next time I come back in, it's gonna be dark, and I'm gonna let you know how it drives after I did it and what it costs and how the fluid looked. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. I promise y'all I'll come back in. I'm at my delivery at the TA truck stop. Yes, this is my delivery. I'm dead serious. I'm parking here and I deliver here in the morning. So it is cold out here, man. It snowed a little bit, but it ain't really sticking up here by Chicago. I really gotta get me some chips. I'm gonna find me a parking spot, which I should be able to park anywhere if I got your freight on my back. I'm parking one of the reserve spots for the frizzle. All right, let me park this John, tell you how everything went. I'm gonna come back in at y'all. You know I ain't going back in. I don't even really move the truck and hold the dang camera, you know? All right, y'all. Now for the conclusion. I told you it's dark outside, right? You know, I'm delivered to this truck stop, and I didn't know they had a VIP spot for drivers who delivers to the truck stop overnight. So that's why I'm sitting at right now. I'm really offset from everybody else. That's like parking over there, but where I'm sitting at, it's right up against the shop wall where they unload at. So super cool. But anyway, I wanted to say, so I got the transmission flushed. Where my receipt at? So I'm looking at the receipt, and let's see what they charged. They charged $130.99 for the transmission flush, and they charged $20 for 40 pints of synthetic, and they filled it to capacity. Actually, that's standard. I actually told them to do a whole gallon flush, so it was actually double that. And then I actually had them do something extra for me. My low beam connector piece on my truck was kind of bad, and even with a new bulb, it'll flicker if I hit enough bumps. So I went to Kenworth. This is a side story. I went to Kenworth, and I got the quotes for that too. If you don't believe me, it's right here, Kenworth. They try to charge me for the whole harness and the piece. Oh, I'm sorry. For the whole harness and the piece, they want to charge me $425.54 for the entire harness piece, and I just need the connector changed. If y'all guys own trucks, y'all gotta know how to go around. Y'all gotta know how to cut some corners, man, because if not, then you will get spilled on. And I'm saying that because my vape was open. You will get spilled on. That sucks. That's all on my pants. But I ended up going to O'Reilly's and just buying an H11 connector piece because I know that this is an H11 for the low beams. I bought that, and I bought some butt connectors. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I might have put it back in my bag. Where I put the bag at? Where the bag? Where the bag? You got a bag? You got a bag? I'm so sorry with the thumb, but I'm holding it, so bear with me. So here are the butt connectors that I bought. I don't know if y'all can see that with the light. Nah, it's too dark. That might have, yep, there they are, butt connectors. And then I bought, this is the old H11 connector or piece. I bought these two items from O'Reilly's for about $16. $16 versus $425.54. Y'all do the math. Did I save a little bit? Let me know. Let me know. Speedco charged $25 to put it on for me. Could I did it myself? Of course I could have. But I was being lazy. It cost me $25 to be lazy, as opposed to $195 an hour. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I got a W or an L, but y'all let me know, you know. So the total price for synthetic transmission flush and to get the connector piece put on plus sales tax was a whopping $213.44. Dang, I'm good. I mean, on a loan, I saved $200. And that's versus just the part versus everything I just got done. So y'all let me know, man, if I'm doing this right. Let me know if I'm doing this owner-operator thing right or not. If y'all listening, y'all hear me. Y'all really hear me, you know? Because everybody is trying to get a little bit of your money, man. Everybody. I got people looking for me. Everybody wants some money. But I got to save when I can, you know? But as far as the transmission, I don't notice a substantial difference. He did pull the oil out, and he said it was a little bit brown, but he said it really wasn't that bad. So there was no metal shavings in the oil. I keep saying oil, in the fluid. No metal shavings in the fluid. So I'm assuming it might have been serviced not too long ago. And I say not too long ago, I'd say in the past year. It might have been changed within the past year. I don't know that. So now I got some fresh synthetic in there. There wasn't synthetic that he took out. I put some fresh synthetic in there. And it hasn't slipped or anything. I just used reverse. That's why I wanted to wait till I did the reverse. I kind of still hear the whining, but I might have to give it some time. It's fresh fluid. Let it soak in. See if anything changes. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. I'm keeping an eye on everything in this truck. I actually just plugged in my OTR tool just to check to see what was what on the live data. And my DPF soot load is at 6%. 6%, meaning it just finished doing this regen going down the road. And a quick overview for people who don't know what I'm talking about. And it's okay. I'm not pointing anybody out because I didn't know it. I'm learning. This is me learning and sharing with y'all. When it gets up to about 30 to 40% soot load and it can't do an automatic regen, that's when the light comes on. Now, if it's at a severe soot level load, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that number is yet. But I know that's where you get the 5 mile per hour D rate. I don't know what level that is. I don't want to know what level that is. I'm not going to try to figure out what level that is. But I do know, regardless of that 30%, 40%, maybe even 50%. Mine's never been higher than 50% with that issue. When I do a forced regen, it'll knock it down to about 9 or 10%. That's how I know it's about finished. But I just checked it. Without a forced regen, it's at 6%. And I'm driving in below freezing temperatures. And my thermostat says I'm sitting at about 195 right now. So, I believe that fixed the problem, the thermostat sticking. Yeah, this tool is definitely great. Y'all gonna keep hearing me talk about this. Just see it like this, and I'm done with the video. Just see it like this. Imagine driving all day, regardless if you got lights on or not, and parking at a dealer, and you got VIP service. You're in the first of the line, no matter what's going on. And you pull in, they hook up to your truck, they see what's going wrong with it, they explain in detail what it is, what it does, what it's supposed to do, what it's not doing, and how to fix it. And if it's severe or not. If it's severe, meaning you have to change something. But other than that, you can keep rolling. And then they do a forced regen to end your day. And then you can start your next day without worrying about if your truck is going to derate or not. That's what it feels like. Every single day I drive this truck. Because if I wanted to, I'll plug it in. I'll check everything on this truck. See if there's anything going on with it. Make sure all the live data is great and accurate. Because I know what to look for. I know what I'm looking at. I look at all these gauges. If one of these gauges ain't working, I'm changing the sensor. And that trans sensor is what I'm going to change next. Because that's not, I don't think that's not even doing nothing. I keep out on everything, people. So I'm at my delivery. I'm about to eat the rest of my Jimmy John's with some hot chips. And I'm about to turn on this PS4. And I'm about to make some people suffer. And I'm about to call it a night and let them unload this in the morning. So until then, next video, let me know what y'all think.